I'm Angie.
I'm Mike.
And welcome. And we are here to learn about your season. And so I just want you to relax. And we really are looking forward to hearing from you. Now you're going to see us writing things down because we want to remember what you're sharing with us so we can advocate for you. Are you ready? I'm going to time you guys. Okay. Oh, by the way, please be a little bit louder because we are in this type of scenario here.
Good morning, doctors. We are the legendary Riders. I'm Autumn O'Brien. I'm Salvi Benjamin. And I'm Michael. Everyone in our team goes to different schools, but we all meet after school for athletic classes. Neha, Sanvi, and Abba are 6th grade, and I'm a 3rd grade. But we all are a part of this team. We all enjoy this program because we like learning new information during project, programming, and alignment during robot and coming up with new and efficient ideas together. The problem we're trying to solve is energy wastage. It's this energy wastage is a broad topic. We're focusing on something called phantom energy. Phantom energy is when devices such as computers, iPads, and phones are charged to 100% but still continue to drain energy. We came across phantom energy because many households have these devices plugged in throughout the day, which can lead to a higher electricity bill and a huge toll on the environment. We wanted to expand on our phantom energy to smaller appliances, such as toasters, microwaves, and coffee machines. These appliances, unlike chargers, are plugged in throughout the day that don't have batteries. This has a huge increase in the electricity bill and takes a huge toll on the environment.
And Phantom 1 solves devices with batteries, and how it works is that Phantom 1 is an adapter which you plug into the wall, and then you plug your device's like charger adapter into that, and then the Phantom will start detecting that there's a device and it'll turn on the power. And then when the device is at 90%, the Phantom will shut off power for this device. So it won't let power go through it. And then if there is no device on the other end, then the Phantom will detect that, like it cannot detect a battery, and it'll shut down automatically.
For smaller appliances, we also wanted to make a solution. It's also another adapter, and it's like Phantom 1, but we put the appliances charger plugged into the Phantom, and what this demonstrates is this is a heat, and this is the actual device. And after 15 minutes, after the heat cools down, because like smaller appliances make heat, so after 15 minutes, after there's no heat, the Phantom 2 will shut down the electricity going to the appliance. We wanted to make the wait time 15 minutes, so because we don't want to shut it down while it's still like food is being heated in microwaves or like something is being active. That's why we made it like 15 minutes.
Is that it for your project?
So we met a lot of professionals in Phantom 2. So we met up with some employees at a small IT company. This is this picture. And then we met up with an employee at McDonald's. This picture. And the people at, the reason we went to the IT company was because they were like, they had a lot of things plugged in, like their coffee machines and microwaves, and they were even on the weekends when they weren't even at work. So they said they really liked our idea and they would benefit from having it. And the people at McDonald's, the reason we went there was because they had a lot of things plugged in, like coffee machines, ice cream machines, and all of those, like appliances that you make food with. And the person said at McDonald's, she said that she would really she learned a lot from what we explained, and she would really use it because she has a lot of kids at home, and a lot of things are plugged in every day.
And we also met professionals in the Phantom One. We went to stores that have like phones, tablets, and iPads plugged in 24/7. And they all supported our idea, and one of them even had an idea of how we could improve our solution. They said it could be in a household already, so when people buy the house, it could already be installed. And for people who already own houses, they could buy it as a product for Phantom One. So the professionals all said they would use this a lot because we went to Walmart, T-Mobile, and Best Buy, and they all have appliances plugged in, which waste a lot of fossil fuels and increase energy use.
To help us see this better, would you mind putting it up on the table for now so it will help us ask questions? It's hard to see. You could put that on the chair.
So you're gonna use existing transmission lines?
All right.
So when you talk about.
So if you could you explain to me again the difference between the Phantom 1 and the Phantom 2?
Yes, so Phantom 2 is an adapter, like Phantom 1, which is focused on smaller appliances like microwaves
Okay.
and air fryers, coffee machines. And Phantom 1 is on like laptops, iPads, and tablets. So that one, Phantom 2, has a heat sensor, which will detect the heat, so then it can shut down after 15 minutes. Phantom 1 is more on the battery devices that have like batteries, so it can shut down at 90%. Not only does it save the energy, it also helps the appliance, because if they're not plugged into 100% every day, it like helps the device, its battery, live longer.
What research did you do to figure out how to make something like this work?
So we went onto a lot of different websites to like research about like how batteries are and how like devices work, and so like we learned a lot about battery devices like while we were researching. And Phantom 1, we like researched also how to turn off the power for that outlet without really like harming the device, because sometimes it'll like if there's like power still going through and then you shut it off, it might damage the numbers a tiny bit.
We also wanted to make sure that it was something that people don't have to forget to turn off, so it'd be automatic.
And
Okay.
we have some core values.
Can you keep holding those up? I want to keep asking a couple questions about the project. If you don't mind, while you're holding up those, because I'd love to see those. So the Phantom 1, when it stops it when I'm at 90%. How does it know my device is at 90%?
So there will be a monitoring sensor inside of the Phantom, which will like detect the energy going through, and then like it'll sometimes just go through and like see, cause like in the battery it'll actually like sort of like
Track, kind of.
yeah, it'll track the battery.
Okay.
So that's how a device goes to 100%. You can like tell how much it is.
Okay.
So the Phantom will see that, and then once it's at 100%, it'll shut down. Sorry, 90.
Okay. So do you know how you would build that, or do you have an idea of how you might go about structuring something like
Yes.
that? Okay.
We have also an idea for Phantom 2, how we're going to structure it. We have like a small metal plate kind of in the adapter, and there'll be 2 wires connected to it. And so after 15 minutes, one of the wires will kind of like come out, like it'll be like, come out, and so then the energy will not be passing through. So then this stops the energy from going to the appliance.
what other ideas did you guys come up with for the Phantom 1 and Phantom 2?
So we had an idea of a lemon farm.
Oh,
And lemons also produce energy. So we thought, this could work, but it wasn't very like
Efficient.
yeah.
Because not everyone can have a lemon farm.
Okay, so how did you determine that the Phantom's the way to go? How did we decide that?
So we really wanted a device that could be.
Good.
So we wanted a device that could be on the outlet and like not be very big or not be very small, and like not how the person has to do things like to turn it off, because sometimes people forget about it and then it'll just be like they bought it and then they don't use it.
And like the Phantom 2 and Phantom 1, they kind of like do it by themselves. Like they don't need anyone to like help them. So after you plug it in, it'll work for like Phantom 2 will work for smaller appliances and Phantom 1 will work for the laptop. So it'll just work, and you don't have to like worry about it.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that. Okay, that's perfect. So we've shared our information with like the people at Walmart and Best Buy and McDonald's. I think, did we share it with anyone else?
We shared it with our families,
Okay.
and they also said it was a really good idea. And families are the ones who always like use laptops and much, so they said they would probably use it and thought we should make a product.
Yeah. So I just have a couple questions. You mentioned that you did a lot of online research. What other tools do you use to do your research?
We just looked on many websites and made sure to look on different websites to make sure the information that we got was true, because we didn't want to get wrong information.
And we also learned about the different types of energy in the FL engineering book. To like at the start of the season to get like what we should solve and everything.
Like ideas from it, so we could know what to focus on.
Just one quick last one. Like, how close are you to having one that actually works? Like, where are we at with that process?
So right now we just are still trying to plan out the models for it, but we are thinking of
Making it a product because we think it'd be really useful to many people.
Okay. Let me just stop that. Okay.
All right.
Let's go ahead, since you have a core values presentation, before we move to the robot. I'd like to hear your core values presentation.
So our team, the Legendary Regulus, had a lot of fun this in FLL because we worked together by solving the runs and the programs. We also enjoyed talking when we were eating and having snack breaks because we would joke around together and have fun. When building our project, we would do snap circuits as the pink snap circuit board. We all worked together on that and kind of brainstormed on how to do it. And we also had fun making these two solution boards.
And we all included each other. And Adria is new to the team. She joined a few weeks back, and we've always tried to include her and always had fun together and made sure she would feel included.
Our team showed precious professionalism by respecting each other, valuing each other's contributions, and including everyone to make the best.
And we used teamwork when we were practicing instant challenges and doing instant challenges. We used teamwork, and we coordinated with each other before doing all these things. And even we were doing project and robot runs, we were always when we were even a tiny bit stuck, we would really ask everybody and what they thought would be the solution.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm sorry for that. Thank you for sharing that. Any questions about core values?
Just one quick one. Like, how do you think the core values go away from the team? Like, how do you implement those? Not in the real world, it's a weird way to say that, but in the big, how about the bigger world?
We use these core values at school with our friends, with our teachers, with classmates.
Because we want to respect everybody. We want to respect everybody and make sure everyone feels included, and so everyone can have fun
let's go ahead and get into your robot because we'd like to definitely give a lot of time to that. You can go ahead and put down your project boards and, yes.
So, run 5 is the backup run, and run 1 and run 2
So you have, generally you run 4 programs.
Yes.
And if you have time, you go for the 5th. Okay, can you hang on to this for now? I'll give it back to you.
Our robot is not really a boxy shape, but it's sort of an irregular shape. And it actually really helps us with alignment with the boxy shape because on the back there are these plates and we can see how the lines interact with these. And also the wheels. And our robot's design is unique in a way because all the motors are vertical instead of like the regular horizontal motors we used for our old robot.
For the attachments, we made it accessible so we can just easily clip on and clip off. So we made it accessible to easily clip on and clip off to save time. So for our first run, we have this sort of boxy shape to collect the units, and this U-shaped attachment to collect the rechargeable.
And for our third run, we have actually 3 attachments for this. And the cool thing is all of them are passive attachments. They don't need any motors. And they do oil factory. They drop units in the power grid. And they put innovation project in the circle. Audie here helps with putting on the attachments because we have 3 of them, so it takes some time.
And for our second run and our 5th run, this attachment is used, and then for the second run, this one's also used. So in the second run,
Good job.
so in the second run, this U-shaped attachment, it pushes energy units that we get from wind turbine in the first run into the rechargeable battery slot, and then it goes and does with this arm, it does hydroelectric dam, hybrid car, and the hand smart grid, and then it using this U-shaped attachment, it collects all the solar farm units and goes back. And for our 4th run.
For our 4th run, we wanted to make a hand that can go up and down because for mission 11, it has to go up and down. So we want to get an easy attachment to clip onto the motor up top, so it can complete both points.
And this is the attachment. Okay. So for the 5th run, we have, this is our backup run, and it goes and it releases a dinosaur from Toy Factory.
Couple questions. What sensors are you using? If you are using any sensors?
So we are actually not using any sensors because we are still a beginner team and we started last year, so we didn't really know how to use the sensors.
But we are planning to add sensors to our robot.
And how involved, or how did you guys work with your coaches in both working on your robot and in your project?
Our coaches guided us when we were doing everything, and whenever we're stuck, she wouldn't really tell us the answer, but she would help us go down the right pathway and like help us try, like she'll tell us how to figure it out on our own way, so then we can find out the way to find the answer.
Are all of you involved in running the robot?
Yes.
Okay.
We all do a little bit of everything so that just in case someone doesn't go to a meeting, like everybody else won't know what to do. But like since we're distributing all the work, everybody knows the alignments and the runs.
Okay. So at competition, at robot runs, Are all four of you involved in it?
Yeah. But Adya, because she gets joined, we didn't want to over complicate it and overwhelm her. So she didn't have a run, but she helps me a lot with the third run and attachments because they have a lot of attachments, so we're putting them on.
How did you guys come about doing a boxy robot?
For many missions, it tends to go near the wall. So whenever it goes near the wall, it just, instead of kind of crashing into it, it straightens up.
And it's also easier for alignment because of the boxy plates. Nihal said it's easier to align.
During the whole season, what would you say your biggest challenge was regarding the robot, and how did you overcome that?
Our biggest challenge was the motors. And so basically there was a tilt in our motors and we couldn't find the reason. But like the way we solved that problem was that in the app there's like a block that also moves it like left while it's moving straight. So that's how we counteracted the tilt to the right.
We also, in regionals, we also had to break our robot because it had a problem. So we had to break it all and then we had to build it again, which made us have to do new programs and a new robot entirely. And
Do you have any questions?
Why did you decide to go vertical with your motors?
So we couldn't actually find any gripping points on the robots, like if we put them horizontal. So we decided to go vertical because it would make our robot unique from the other robots that we've seen teams do.
and
So it would also be easier to like see what's happening because if the motors were vertical, they would block our sight from everything that's above.
So when you're running, how many points do you guys get on a usual run?
like each one.
For like total, like in your 2.5 minute timer when it's running out, like what are we shooting for?
We are shooting for like 310.
Ooh.
We would like on a regular basis, on average, we would get like around 200, 250.
Okay.
And the motor is vertical also gives an advantage because it makes it easier to clip on attachments if the motor is when the motor is outside.
That's something I'd love to see. You said that the one attachment just kind of slides on. Can you show me that? Can you show me you doing that? Like what you were talking about the early attachment, you said just kind of slid right on.
Yeah, it says click on and off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're passive attachments.
Oh, the passive
Yeah.
attachment.
Oh, both of them, just
Okay.
show
Yeah.
it.
You show me.
So for the passive attachment,
We'd like to see both the click on and off and the
Oh, okay.
passive
Right there.
attachment.
Yeah, that's right.
okay, yeah. So we have 3. One of them is the and this one. So this one is a slide attachment. So when it hits the electrical grid, it will push, so all the units can play.
This is for which mission? Does that?
It's for electrical grid,
Okay.
dropping the units in.
Okay.
And the back is for oil platform, pushing it.
Where'd you get that idea?
So we all were together and we were just talking and discussing about how could we do this? And we were all thinking of like maybe attachments with motors, they could like push it up. And then one of us had the idea of what about passive attachments?
And then we were all thinking about that, and then like suddenly we got the idea of a slope, and then we used that idea, but it wasn't working at first. So we really just made the slope higher, and it was started working.
And so this attachment, do we have innovation? Yeah. So they'll have the innovation project here, so it can move it and put it in, and also this will also take out the unit in electrical grid and pull it out.
From the tray.
Yeah. This is our favorite run actually, and these are also our
Why is it
favorite.
your favorite?
Because it has all passive attachments, but it does all these amazing things.
Which one is that, 1 or 2?
It's run 3.
That's 3, run 3, okay, short as well.
Actually, this is our regional programs, and so these are like the old programs, but our run 2 is actually like maybe a bit longer than this one.
I see, okay. Well, I'm okay, you have any other questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Well, thank you very much, here you go.
Thank you.
And we will hang on to the team information sheet, and we wish you the best. Coaches, mentors, thank you for working with the team this season. And good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.